it's Anthony Iannarino, and I want to talk about why your dream client chooses a larger competitor. And having grown up in a business where we were very small and always competing for the largest accounts in our territory against the largest competitors in the world, and I mean literally we measured our revenue in millions of dollars and they measured their revenue in billions of dollars. They were thousands of times bigger in size than we were. But we figured out how to beat them, and I picked up a pattern. I want to share this pattern with you. So the first time a company buys something, it's very easy for them to choose the safe choice. And there's this old saying, nobody ever got fired for hiring IBM. And that saying's probably still true today. They're big and they're safe, they're process oriented, they have systems, they have resources, and they're gonna be able to do the job. There's no question about that. They choose that bigger competitor at first because it looks safer to them. It looks like we're going to get what we want. They're big, they're safe, and we avoid risk, and it's an easy decision to make. They also tend to be able to compete, at least when it comes to price, they can be competitive anyway. The first time they go through that, that's the safe choice. The second time, when they're dissatisfied and they're not getting what they want from that big company, they tend to think it's not us, it's got to be them. So what we're going to do now is we're going to switch to the second biggest competitor or the third biggest competitor. We're going to look for somebody else big because all this dissatisfaction we're having, it's got to be their fault. They're not doing things the right way. And their competitor came in and said, we're different than the biggest guy. Even though we're big too, we do things different and we have all these things that make us better in this regard. Well, the second time they don't get what they want, they're more disappointed. So this may take years for this to happen, but they go through this cycle where they try big and safe, they try big and safe, and they find out big and safe isn't really always big and safe. Sometimes, because they're process oriented and systems driven, as they should be, because that's what lets you scale and grow, that there's another choice. And this is when you're a smaller company, when you're mid-sized, you're not the biggest. Maybe you're number 6 or number 10 or number 15 on the list. This is where you have a chance to compete, but in order to do that, you will have had to done some things. You will have had to nurture your dream client accounts. You will have had to compete the first time and start making your case and getting known. You have to compete the second time. You've got to make connections inside that company. You've got to start understanding their dissatisfaction, and you've got to start building that case for how you're going to do something different and how your size and your values and your belief structure and your systems allow you to customize what you're delivering so that you can give your dream client exactly what they need. And here's the lesson I want you to take from this. You've got to compete the first time, even if it means they choose the larger company. You've got to compete the second time, even if you know you're likely still to lose, because you can sense that your dream client isn't quite there yet and they're not quite ready to move down. You've got to position yourself by developing the relationships, nurturing those relationships, and spending time with people. So when that dissatisfaction happens, bang, just like that, they know you, they know what your pitch is, you've already built consensus around it, and it makes it very easy for them to sell their own organization on choosing you, even though you might be a smaller, more agile competitor than the large companies you compete against. That's what I got for you today. While you're here, do hit the subscribe button. Go ahead, hit it. We'll send you a video every couple days, maybe even less than that. And go out to thesalesblog.com/newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter. It's the best work I produce every week. You'll read it and you will immediately apply it to your work the next day, Monday morning, I promise. I'm Anthony Iannarino. I'll see you next time.